is in White House. Yeah. Of course. But then don't worry, I'm here to give you all of the information that you need. We've got a whole lot to discuss this evening on the show. All right. Well, I've got two amiable analysts in the studio. Yeah. Prince Chilaka is here. A very beautiful evening to you.
Finally. Finally. Please don't scatter this table.
I wanted to have you, long time ago on my show.
That's true. That's true.
Now I'm here. I told you I'm now in your abode, your vicinity, your territory.
My comfort zone.
Your comfort zone. You have it. And of course, I've got Joseph Olorunsho. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Lagos. Let me say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good night. It depends on where you are listening to.
Oh, exactly. All right, everyone. Hey, get very close to your radio set. All right, something is about to drop. Is it a bomb? Good news? Bad news? We're in a country where anything can happen. But friends, stay there. We have a whole lot to discuss. I'll be right back. Just stay there.
The issue of palliatives. I will enjoy Nigerians to collect whatever palliative they bring to your side. That is the truth, especially in terms of money. Because if you don't collect it, this money will be embezzled by people who are top government officials. By the time you are saying you are not doing you are just being yourself. Collect the money before they embezzle everything, put it into their pocket or take it to Igbo country. Collect the money and use it for your own.
I live in Italy. Last month I have a daughter and a wife. Do I work alone? I just arrived home and in my letterbox I had a letter and it was from the state government addressing to me that to cushion the effect of the high inflation in the society, I'm entitled to go to the nearest post office to get a credit card. That in that credit card, the exchange rate, if I have to compare with the currency in current Nigeria currency, I have almost about 400,000 naira just for me to manage with my family because they understand that the situation is kind of, is bad. But it's not that things were really bad for me. That is how government works. I didn't have to go and stay on the line. I didn't even make any call. It just came to my house without me asking for it. And I'm not an Italian citizen. Don't get that wrong. I'm not an Italian citizen. I work here. So if they can identify me, still, not even their citizen. So how do somebody in Nigeria who is a citizen be thrown back of France as if we live in a refugee camp? Even in a refugee camp, it doesn't even happen like that. You understand? It's a shame. We could be laughing and we could be talking. The crisis in Nigeria is more than normal. It is so obvious that even a blind man can say, I'm tired, I'm fed up with the system. We should tread caution now because we're already on the edge. And it's not that when something happens, then the Westerners will now come and say, no, we don't support anything. We don't do this. We don't. But they have been saying that the people have been complaining and nobody is coming to our aid because they are happy that our government is giving us one cup of rice because it will show to them that we are poor and they will continue to give us aid and the leaders are happy. They are cashing out.
See, when you look at the West, Europe and the US and all that, you come to find out that the leadership there are people whose values are different from what we have here. The leaders are not thinking of owning properties all over the world. Go to Dubai, buying like primitive acquisition. They will buy houses in Dubai, buy in UK, buy in the US, buy in the Caribbean. It's a cost. If you go to their houses, you see not less than 20 to 30 vehicles and they enjoy it. They like moving in convoy of not less than 20, 30 vehicles at a time so that they will be the people that are calling the shots. In US, if you are a governor of, let me give you an instance like California, which is the richest state in US. You as a governor, if you dare put on convoy, you will not stay more than 24 hours in that office as governor of US, of California. You cannot. I gave you an instance the other time that in 2005, I went to eat in a restaurant. The governor of Texas drove in. He came alone. I didn't even know him. It was my late friend who took me out that was telling me that this man is the governor of Texas. If it were in Nigeria, they would drive away everybody in that restaurant. Or convoy with escort, police, DSS, military, everybody would have gone on the whole of the restaurant. Try it in America. The next day you are gone and you may go to prison for even trying that. Who are you as a governor in the US for you to take a private jet? What they are doing here, this scam they are doing here and calling themselves governors. You dare not. If you try it, you will pay through you tell them where you're going to get the money from to go and charter a jet. You enter the commercial jet and sit like every other person. Nobody cares. Nobody will be accompanying you to airport, clearing everywhere. People will be carrying bags. No. It's terrible. I landed in JFK 216. I was in the business class with one of the governors. He queued over there and he behaved himself. He cannot jump the queue. If he jumps the queue, he may end up not even entering US. They'll put him on the next flight and take him back to Nigeria. And there's nothing he can do. These are areas where they have sanity. These are areas that are welfare oriented. In as much as they're having hard times now because of the prevailing global economic situation. There's no madness in being in leadership or being in position of authority. They don't steal the way we are doing here. One man will own maybe 40 or 50 properties in FCT because he has entered the political position in the government. It is a terrible thing. It is worrisome and it is disturbing. I pity the upcoming generation. Is this what we are going to bequeath to them? It's very unfortunate, to say the least.
You are listening
to your number one station,
to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Do not touch that dial.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Everyone, welcome back. If you're just tuning in, my name is Jude Ikami Jude. And for those asking, Precious will be here tomorrow evening by the special grace of God. Okay, now let's get talking. Justice Miriam Anene of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory FCT has fixed December the 10th for ruling in the bail application by former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello. The judge fixed the date after taking arguments for and against the bail request by Bello's lawyer, Joseph Bodunde Dauda, SAN, and Kemi Pinheiro, SAN, for the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Dauda had pleaded with the court to admit the former governor to bail on various grounds. Now, amongst others, the senior lawyer said that the law presumes him innocent until contrary is established by the anti-graft agency. Prince Chilaka, let me get to you quickly. Yahaya Bello and others are to remain in EFCC custody up until December the 10th.
It's quite a short period. I was thinking. I know the courts are supposed to go on holiday. I'm not really sure, but they're supposed to go on holiday. I was thinking they would have kept him there till January to serve as deterrent for all the hide and seek he was doing with EFCC. But then we know how the law in Nigeria works. We have two laws, one for the poor and one for the rich. Once you're rich, you have money, you can always buy your way through. And if it was a poor man, I'm sure the judge would have said the bail judgment will come up January 15th or thereabout. But then let's see how it pans out. I hope EFCC is ready, because let it not be their usual media trial. But I hope they are ready for this case, because every Nigerian is looking forward to it.
You said the court said 10th of December. You are saying January. I mean, someone would think maybe you have personal grounds with.
No, I don't have a personal grounds. I have grounds with the fact that he gave the impression he's above the law. Jude, you're in Nigeria. If Yahaya Bello was just an ordinary Nigerian, do you know how he would have been bundled? Do you know what would have happened to him? Do you know the kind of treatment he would have received by now? We have institutions that are not strong enough, and situations where punishment is not meted out for offenses committed. And that is a worry. That is my worry. Because he has set a wrong precedent. Already you see EFCC and Sanwo-Olu going back and forth. Now you hear them going back and forth with Obaseki. It shouldn't be. If you finish your term as a governor, a minister...
But what you hear is that they are following the law. It's been the law in place.
If you finish your term and you are invited, there's no need for you to begin to hide. There's no even need for you, first of all, as a serving governor or a governor that is about leaving the office, to begin to go to court to seek for judgment, not to be arrested or called to come and give an account. We need to have a system where people are accountable for their stewardship. But unfortunately, accountability is one thing that does not resonate in governance in Nigeria.
I also followed the court session, the rowdy session. Let me not say court session. Rowdy session when Yahaya Bello was invited to speak, and all of a sudden his Hallelujah boys started jumping up and shouting and all of that, and it took him, Yahaya Bello, to say, "No, kulu temper, calm down," and it's somehow
it's the mediocrity in the system, and this is what poverty causes. I keep saying what we have in Nigeria is not poverty of the mind. It's not even poverty of the stomach. it is institutionalized poverty by the political class. Because once you are poor, you are vulnerable. So the political class ensures that they have people who are poor, who live off of them, and they can do anything for them. In the first place, what did he go to court with all this crowd for? It wasn't necessary. You remember when Nnamdi Kanu case came up few years back? Was it last year? You know, where Ohaneze Ndigbo and some Igbo elders went to court. They didn't allow them into the court premises. They didn't even allow them into the courtroom. So you have one case, one situation for this, and you have another. It's mediocrity at its height. And these are the things people are saying we need to change. We need to change how we do things in this country. Nobody should be above the Nigerian Constitution. For me, that obnoxious document, that's what I call it. Nobody should be above that document. And nobody should be above the rule, the law of the land. The way the political class abuses the law of the land with impunity is uncalled for.
Okay, let me get to you, Joseph Olorunsho. Earlier, before now, this case had died, kind of, that some person said, well, since Moshomole came out some years ago to say that when you are with the All Progressives Congress and your sins will be forgiven, or if you join the APC, your sins will be forgiven. And then, some persons looked at, hey, the Yahaya Bello issue is dying, kind of. And all of a sudden, you see this vigor that the EFCC is coming again to, want to fight this guy. And hey, this is what some persons have said, linking it with what is about to happen in Edo State. That it was because of Obaseki, a way to make Obaseki sit up. And, that's why they're coming in this hard on Yahaya Bello. Do you think that's true? How would you put that?
Well, Judel, first, let me say that you say people were assuming that the case is dead. But all of a sudden, are you sure that case is alive? So you mean that case that with Yahaya, you do see Yahaya Bello with that picture today? If they believe,
I don't understand.
If they tell you that,
are you saying EFCC doesn't have any?
Hold on. If they tell you Yahaya Bello was from incarceration of EFCC, the way he is dressed, that he can stand to represent Kogi in any contest and say who is the most handsome person in Kogi State, go to California and stand as you see him, extreme, very, very. How do I put it? Taking good care of himself. How many weeks ago that they brought some those people that were alleged treason.
Yeah, the Russian flag carriers.
When you saw them that day, you know that this will actually go through a process. You understand? He is coming back to court on the 10th. Yahaya Bello will be more beautiful, more handsome, decent, clean on the 10th if is in court. So what I'm just saying is this: from beginning, EFCC start a drama. To some extent, I think the Nollywood should be able to integrate them as part of people that help us to just relax. Because if you look at it, when the chairman of EFCC was saying that if I didn't get Yahaya Bello, I am willing to resign. I give him opportunity for him to pass through the back door, and he did not give that privilege. And I was equally thinking, Jude, that they would. Does it mean some of those board that they put on the chest of Yahoo guys, alleged Yahoo people, they put the chest, be smiling, so that they snap them and put it on some of their platform? Does it mean they don't have the ink again?
I think that I remember the time of James Ibori, when that same thing was written on his chest, allegedly.
Yes. So does it mean they don't have ink? Or the person that used to help them to write that thing is not in office or is on leave? You understand? Because the way we are talking about excess of 100 billion alleged anyway, and you see him in court, it doesn't. Then if EFCC, if all of us we are serious, in this country, and we have serious, serious narrative against corruption, you know that Yahaya Bello is coming to that very court today what stop you for profiling everybody that will be entering that gate?
So, in other words, are you saying that he is a boy to some persons? I mean, his cases of...
He's a white lion. He's not a boy. He's a boy to his... Some of those guys that are taking, they are his boys. Some of those people that are taking... See, Jude, you just watch. He will be granted bail, and he will meet up the bail condition, and that very day you will see a lot of dancing out of that very court, and you will not be seeing him moving freely. All those months, weeks that you are not seeing him, it's just conversation. Conversation has been going on the ground, both from all parties. You know, sometimes when we look at, as a criminologist, I look at issue in Nigeria, it's like sometimes we look at like a crime scene. You understanding? A crime scene, and again, you go from and say, okay, like, many things we do in Nigeria like an organized crime. You take your own position, or God will take you, I will take my own. Everybody is just... You see okay, why did the judge flare up and leave the courtroom? Which kind of drama is that?
For you na plan work?
I think we need to... Sorry.
What kind of drama is that?
Judy.
Okay.
You understand? In the first case, you know that this person is a high caliber person that you allege. If he's coming there, every guy, any person that is going to that court that day, you're like, okay, God, what are you going to do in court? What are you here for? I know when my friend was having issue with SSS, I don't call them DSS, Showore. I know the way they profile people that if you want, in fact, even though some people that have case in court, they do not allow them to go. The same thing with what Oga just said.
Okay, hold on.
With Nnamdi Kanu when they were taking him to court.
Priscilla, look at... Let's
before you ask that question,
okay,
let me quickly add this. Don't forget that EFCC cannot take... they cannot take credit. They didn't arrest Yahaya Bello.
That's very correct.
Yahaya Bello walked to them. They didn't arrest him. So let us get the facts clear. He could have decided to stay where he was staying and nothing would happen. They didn't arrest him, so they shouldn't give Nigerians a wrong narrative.
Okay, wait, hold on. If he wasn't arrested, then how did he get to the court?
He went there with his... No, he went
to the EFCC
office was on Tuesday with his lawyer. And that was when EFCC detained him. So it wasn't like they went after him to arrest him. No. Yahaya Bello said he went to EFCC because based on the Supreme Court judgment or whatever. Yeah. But it wasn't that they went to arrest him. So like you said, there was no case. I mean, the case was practically dead on arrival. What has happened to Betta Edu? What has happened to her? You just dismiss somebody. For instance, let's assume that, Betta Edu works in VOP. And VOP is saying that 30 million or 300 million is missing. You mean the chairman of VOP will just dismiss the person and say, go? See, we have a fundamental flaw in our law. And if we don't correct it, the corruption will never stop. The flaw is this concept of you steal, they call you for negotiation, you steal 100 million, you tell them you give them 10 million.
10 million, 5 million.
And they accept. We shouldn't have that kind of law. You see, the law, what we have in Nigeria is what encourages corruption. The system does not punish people for offenses committed. But if it were Yahoo boys, EFCC would be all over the social media. Like he said, they would have put a placard on him. They will even do it as if they're like, the way pastors do now. When you come for healing now, they put a placard and you wear it and they write your illness and everything. And that's what EFCC is doing. But EFCC, I would say this. I had thought that with a new boss, a new pastor, sometimes I ask myself, are we not deceiving ourselves with religion in this country? Has religion not become a major problem for us in Nigeria? I am one of those advocating that let us, when you want to swear in ministers, governors, president, carry the Bible, keep one side, carry the Quran, keep one side. Let us bring the deity of each, wherever you come from. If you are from the east, bring Amadioha. If you are from the west, bring Shongo. If you are from the north, whatever the whatever deity they worship. Because the God of the Bible is too quiet. He's too friendly. He's too loving. And that is why our leaders keep taking advantage of us. I remember a few years back, was it 2 or 3 years back, Rocha said something at the National Assembly. He said, when he was a senator, he said, if he had sworn with the deity from his homeland, he will not steal one kobo.
Oh, really?
Yes. He said it. So we need to ask ourselves.
Even after that, Judith, if you look at Yahaya Bello, let me tell you one thing. Why I've said that EFCC, they are just making us they are just to some extent entertaining us. Yahaya Bello is being alleged with I think with other two or three people. Mm-hmm. Now, what the EFCC would have done, or since April, if I'm not mistaken, is none they cannot see Yahaya Bello, they can see the other guys. They follow their case. You understand your investigation. Immediately you get judgment from those other 2 or 3 people that you want to charge Yahaya Bello of. It's easy within, as we are bringing former governor of Kogi, Yahaya Bello, because you already have a judgment on some people you say they are equally part of what you are alleging Yahaya Bello for. Oh, these people, this is the judgment, a pronouncement from the court, and they say you are even the king or you are the one that lead them. Just within maybe up to less than 3 or 4 adjournment, the judge will deliver a case. Was the other guy were they running? The other guy that they are now arraigned in court, were they running? Because if you are saying about 4 people committed a crime and you are able to see 2 or 3 or what are you supposed to do? You follow through with the other 2 first, leave the other one. Because what you just with other two at
before you finish with those 2, those other 2 will come out.
Even though the judgment for those 2 is equally applied to them.
Gentlemen, let's see. Some persons there are several opinions to this thing, and I recall somebody was saying that
the opinion is for
the impact, the impact of the form that Prince Chilaka, the impact of the form that Yahaya Bello bought for President Muhammadu Buhari, the nomination form, right? Is it nomination form he bought for him? Yeah. That is what is playing out now. That is what he's enjoying now. That's why nobody can hold him so tight. Is that what it is, really?
If that is what he's enjoying, Nigeria is doomed. We had 8 years of waste, 8 years of misrule, 8 years of anguish, anger, suffocation. So if he was involved in buying that form, he is actually the originator of the problem of Nigeria. Yes. You see, this whole idea of people buying forms during and before elections, or this idea of people coming out in public to say, I am buying form for this person. Do you know the implication of that? It means that you are the one actually setting that person up. You are the one responsible for that person. You saw the charade that played out during the APCA primaries. You saw it. People bought forms at 100 million, isn't it?
Of course.
And you see all the people who bought form 100 million, all of them came out and said they're stepping down.
I bought for 100 million.
And you're stepping down? It's insane. This political class in Nigeria, they have taken Nigerians for granted for too long.
To me, it's Nigeria that take themselves for granted. Now we take ourselves for granted. You did.
We don't become
100 million. Then you now say we will die here. 100 million. Then the question is, let's equally profile everybody that pay 100 million. Which factory is he having a cement manufacturing company or a sugar manufacturing company?
I also recall somebody said
farm.
Somebody said he bought 50 million naira form and got no votes during the election.
No. And that one is making noise all over the place. He is looking for appointment. Is it not a coupe? Is he not doing a coupe?
No, Ovation Man. Dele
Momodu. Yes.
See, if you buy form of 50 million and you don't get one vote, it means that your family members are not registered voters.
No, it means that even himself is not a registered voter.
Yes,
that he got
shameful. He should not even talk in public because it is something very shameful. He has drivers, he has staffs.
No, he have himself.
He have himself. So it means that he didn't even vote for himself, and he's talking about it publicly. Is he not ashamed of himself? Is Dele Momodu not ashamed to say such a thing in public? It's like me now buying form to contest for governorship of my state. And I come and tell you that at the end of the day, I didn't get one vote. Why didn't I vote for myself? Will I buy form and go and vote for you? People should stop all this propaganda and all these lies they keep telling.
I did to me because they know their audience. There's some things that you will not say like France. You come out and say, I bought form for all I pay so amount for president. Then the French people ask you, please, Oga, where do you see the money? We have someone that told us here in Nigeria that a whole state, all the candidates, he bought the form for them. All the candidates, including governor. I paid. The question would have been, oh, you pay because you have one heavy company that manufacture what and what. What's the name of your company? Where do you get the money? All of us were clapping for all of them. So some of these guys, they know their audience. They know that anything like former governor of River, what he said, they say Nigeria is, if you can do anything, Nigeria we will just be looking at them. We won't do anything. I can bet you, Judith. But let's look at between now and December. Yahaya Bello will do his December in his house, but he will even buy some ram, chicken, buy a bag of rice for people in his house.
Okay, now the big question, let's not deviate. Let's not deviate first, because we're looking at the activities of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. If Yahaya Bello's case is going this way, what about Obaseki? What would happen? What is Obaseki's fate?
No, what has Obaseki done?
No, now he's on the watch list.
See, Judith, please.
No.
Judith, Obaseki still remain my former governor. You understand? And he has done his best. Judith is only in Nigeria. I do say that crime is bad. Nobody should engage in crime. You're already telling Obaseki and all his people that, oh, you're on a watch list, so whatever if you know where you bury the dead body, go and cover it very well.
Okay. Because
we will be coming. They will actually go that day and they will say we've gone there and we did not say anything. Are we not here when this man, former governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayoshi, when he finished, the man take his time, design a t-shirt, a face cap, a bag with nice how do you call it, a shoe, and he put it the EFCC, here I come. He went to EFCC office. What happened, Judith? Did he run away? My former governor had gone for medical vacation. Anytime when he's through, he'll be back in this country. Nothing will happen. If you say you want to probe Obaseki, apart from maybe less than 1 year, it means that both Philip and Obaseki will be probed. Dr. Philip and the former deputy governor Shaibu will be probed because Shaibu
nobody's talking about Shaibu for now.
Judith, Shaibu is more popular as a deputy governor more than many governors in Obaseki government. I don't know how EFCC they are talking now. I'm waiting. I don't know how they are going to. Already Obaseki have told that those car that is with you is not returning anything. He already told them, he dared them, say, the car with me, I am not returning anything. I'm using them. So let's wait. He said they are watching. So they should help us to design one big CCTV or, how do I put it, big screen so that we'll be following them to watch. Since they are watching Obaseki. They can you go to the hospital where he's doing his medical vacation and watching what he's doing there.
Let me quickly add this, Judy.
All right.
You know why I shed tears for this country? You were a governor for 8 years. You were not able to do anything in that 8 years for your people. You did not develop your state. You did not add value to your state. And after the 8 years, what do? You retire to the Senate.
Okay.
And then I ask, going to the Senate, what value are you going to add as a senator? Does it make sense? You were a governor, you controlled the resources of your state, and then you're a senator that you now...
Just a constituency.
You just report to your governor.
A senatorial district.
So, we need to stop all the shenanigans. We need to stop it. Secondly, I don't understand where we got this mindset of you must do 8 years. Even when you are a failure, you must do 8 years. Even when you have, there's nothing to write home about.
It's a norm.
You must, no, these are norms that needs to be changed. And that is why I am calling for the discarding of the obnoxious 1999 Constitution. We need to do away with that document and come out with a document that reflects the Nigeria of today. The Nigeria today is divided. Whether we want to hide it, whether we want to agree with it, it is divided. We are divided along ethnic lines. We are divided along religious lines. And yet we call ourselves one Nigeria. We need to remove state of origin and begin to use state of residence. So that if I'm in Lagos, you cannot come and tell me I am not a Lagosian. If you're in Kaduna, you cannot tell me I'm not from the north. That is unity. You see an American, you ask him, where are you from? He doesn't tell you, I'm from California, I'm from... He says, I am an American with pride. You meet a Nigerian abroad, ask him, where are you from? He says, I'm a Lagosian. I'm from the East. I'm an Igbo man. We need to change that mindset. And if we don't change these things, the desire for a united Nigeria will continue to be a mirage.
Even aside that, as I equally support you as in, and we equally need to remove this. Someone want to write his name and tell you I'm an imam, so and so, or pastor. Whenever I'm doing anything and I just say you write pastor, I will open my eye, open my nose, open my mouth possibly, and open everything, because sometimes people are now hide under religion and they involve in a lot of things that even Satan kingdom they will not try it. During 2023 election, maybe it may be listening, a friend of mine, the imam people came, they say God told them that he's the next person. And when they were going, in fact, they take good care of them. Some people, we have abused jollof rice so much. We have abused jollof rice so much. They ate jollof rice in my friend's place, and the way they were going, despite they come with their own vehicle, they give them transport to go. When they finish, I was still there. The people, the Christian pastors came. They pray. God told them, do that. Before the election of 2020, this guy did not even take second in his primary. The question is, which of the God that told them, sent them to this guy? And one thing I found out was all the candidates that were going for that position, these same people, they visited all of them, and God told them to tell them that, told those one that he's the next person. Is that not scam? So when you see someone that will come say to that, I am pastor, see, kindly open your, be at alert.
No, but you see, when we still talk about pastors, honestly speaking, I do not know where to place our men of God in this country today. In 2012, the so-called men of God in Nigeria all came out when Jonathan increased petrol price from, is it 68 or to about 100 or 120 or 150 or 200 naira. They called him all manner of names. They mobilized their followers to demonize him. But today, fuel is going for 1,025 naira, 1,100, 1,200. All your men of God have gone to sleep. They've taken sleeping pill. Suddenly, none of them is talking. Even when children went on protest, hunger protest, and got arrested, none of them. The only thing you hear them talk about today is tithe and offering. But I'll tell you this, Judy. In the next 1 or 2 years, just the way industries have closed down in Nigeria, a lot of churches are going to close down.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because the people are getting wiser. people are beginning to realize that there's more to it. A lot of, you see, because when you run a church and you galvanize your members to raise funds to build a school, and the children of those members cannot access those schools because of the school fees, are you not a wicked person? You get the community to build a house, a community town hall, and yet the members of the community cannot hold meetings in that town hall. Is that not witchcraft?
You know, Judith, again, if you look at it like someone like me, assume it is not Catholic, I will not go to school. Assume it is not Catholic, I will not go to school. Then Catholic school then is like as good as when you are even there, they give you some maybe small chop. You understand it? That is in my place in Edo State. But currently, you now see, they call them Pentecostals, right? They will build a church. The member can only go to the church, but they cannot go to the school. But you know why? Oga is saying that some of them are not talking. Sir, do you know this snake they call python? When python swallow big animal, it will just go to a place and just fold his hand, just quiet until when the thing digests. So sometimes why they will not talk, why they will not say anything, is some of them they pay visit to some of these wonderful politicians, and the politician will call it thank them for coming. And when they go home, they need to calm down like that. Just because you know at number 7 agenda, you don't abuse it. You understand? You don't. When you are on the table, you understand? It could be that the table, people may not see the visible table, but you're already on the table. You don't need to abuse it. It's against the ethic of attempt 7. So some of them
like what you said. I was talking to somebody that, as regards this church thing, why members cannot go to their churches and all that, and I was saying maybe now only Holy Communion, the members fit up. You understand, or drink anointing oil and all of that. But when it comes to attending the school, forget about it. Maybe that's the situation now. But hey, there's a news reaching me, everyone, just right now. Dangote Petroleum Refinery has said its customers can purchase a minimum of 2 million liters of petrol at 970 naira per liter. 2 million liters of petrol for 970. So anything less might be higher.
See, Judy, I think you people in the media should stop putting Dangote in the limelight. Dangote is a scam. It's a fraud to Nigerians. We need to it is time we begin to tell people the truth in this country. When Dangote had issue.
You call Dangote fraud?
Yes. Dangote enjoys monopoly. Check every sector that Dangote is involved in. How much is a bag of cement today? How much is spaghetti in the market? How much is sugar? When Dangote had issue, are you saying this because he's a northerner? Excuse me, I have more northern friends than Igbos. I have a lot of northerners and I respect them. When Dangote was having issue in his refinery starting up, he cried out to Nigerians. Don't forget, it was Dangote that informed Nigerians about Malta before they told him to off the mic. And Nigerians were looking forward to a situation where Dangote coming on stream will reduce the pain, the bondage they were going through. But what happened? First of all, when Dangote started lifting petrol, they asked him, how much are you selling? He says it's the federal government that will decide how much he will sell. A private entity. He was waiting for the federal government to decide how much he will sell his products. It took almost 2 months.
Don't you think he's been grilled behind closed doors?
It doesn't matter. It took almost 2 months for him to come out and tell Nigerians how much he was selling or how much he was ready to sell. So Dangote should stop gaslighting Nigerians. He needs to stop it.
This is a man who has single-handedly built
He needs to stop
a refinery for a country that has no refinery.
Don't forget, the Nigerian government gave him loan. Up to today, as you and I sit down here discussing,
has anyone gone to ask for loan to build a refinery?
The former governor,
and he wasn't given.
Former CBN governor,
okay,
never one day told us how much they loaned Dangote. The day the former President Buhari was commissioning the Dangote refinery, what did the former CBN governor say? That he has repaid
over 70%.
He has repaid 70%. How much did you borrow to him? Don't we have a right as a people to know? Also, don't forget that we were told initially that the federal government had about, is it 40 or 60% equity? Today, how much equity do we have in Dangote refinery?
I think for me, I would blame Dangote. I would rather say we need more Dangote in Nigeria. The reason is that there are a lot of people that the money in their back pocket is more than Dangote money. Some of them take that money, carry that money outside the shore. I Dangote is taking a risk in Nigeria for him. People starting that refinery. Imagine when immediately you finish, before you know what is happening, is NNPCL, and to the extent that NNPCL were the first people that won a sales representative, executive sales representative of Dangote, that when they told us that they will be the first person to now be selling, that they have lined their own truck to be loading petrol from Dangote refinery to come and be selling for Nigeria. They were not discussing about the refinery, the Nigeria refinery, that they have been doing turnaround maintenance. And for me, that Dangote is able to face the who is who in Nigeria, the power that be the Kaaba, and is able to come up with that refinery. We need more of Dangote. Then at the end of the day, we now say, okay, let's see how they can now have that human that passion, that okay, all the crude, everything is from Nigeria. Let's see how we can now start make Nigeria to actually enjoy some of these resources that God have used to bless this country. So for me, from beginning, he says he's a businessman. So Nigeria would have focused more on asking NNPC or NNPCL, when will our refinery, whether it's the one in Warri, the one in Kaduna, the one in Port Harcourt, when will they start giving us petrol? And they say within this week, they say they have started giving us petrol now. But Jude, let me keep quiet first.
No, there's no need to keep quiet.
Because
there's so much story around the Port Harcourt refinery. There's so much. You cannot tell us that the Port Harcourt refinery has started work and nobody knew. All of a sudden, what we hear is that they have started.
They are loading.
I mean, come on. This propaganda is enough now. It's enough. We know what they're doing. From what we have heard, is that they're doing blending. They're not refining. And we know if we are following NNPC grammar, when they were having issues with Dangote, blending is not good for the Nigerian roads. Blending is not good for the Nigerian roads. For the Nigerian cars. They say it's not good for the engine. So we need to see, like I keep saying, the truth is what Nigerians need. Tell Nigerians the truth. Decide what to do with it.
And Nigeria will support you. Nigeria is a country that if the leaders or rulers are able to tell us the truth, Nigeria, we want you to succeed. Every Nigeria, forget about what the security agents will say, oh, Nigeria are planning to topple government. Every Nigerian whether as a governor, as a president, as a senator, as local government chairman, Nigeria want them to succeed. And they are not asking for too much.
According to the information, they say buy a minimum of 2 million liters at 970 naira per liter. You know, this is actually coming amid.
If I don't need up to that,
an announcement by this. Well, I don't know.
If you're saying, if you're buying 2 million liters, how many? A tanker carries about 33,000 liters.
Yeah.
So it means we're looking at how many tankers, because don't forget they're already selling. They come up the other day and said they want to sell at 970. So this is another information. So if we're looking at, you said they should buy how many? 1 million liters?
2 million liters.
Oh, 2 million liters.
2 million liters
Okay.
at 917 naira, per liter. Yeah. And then they said, it's actually coming amidst an announcement.
That's about 60 trucks.
Okay.
So, Jude, where will you be keeping those?
Where are you going to hot them? They're telling you to buy a minimum of 60 trucks. What is the business sense? How does that alleviate the suffering of the ordinary Nigerians? If you've taken a drive around Lagos, you'll find out that there are no more traffics. Because a lot of people have parked their cars. They can't move them.
Did you know, Jude?
And also, sorry. I also heard this afternoon that NNPC says that the blended petrol will cost 75 naira higher than Dangote. So where are we headed in this country?
I was in one filling station in Maryland the other day, last week. A guy came into the filling station and told the fuel attendant, please fill the tank. Do you know that everybody in that filling station
was looking at him?
Well, looking at him.
Everybody was shocked.
Everybody was shocked.
Fill the tank.
They fill the tank. People were now watching. I said, it's like maybe the guy, they are showing any small film. Everybody, okay, let's see what we'll be watching. Some people leave their vehicle, leave where they are putting petrol.
It just takes one person to pass information.
That man is fill the tank.
Okay, the Labour Party's presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, has extended his congratulations to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, for successfully revitalizing the old, Port Harcourt refinery. Now, that's not all. He now said something. He said, Nigerians await the impact, and of course the benefits of what has happened. According to your charade, we are waiting the impact and of course the benefits of what the federal government has done just within a very short while.
Before now, 1.5. I think during Buhari's regime, 1.5 billion naira or 1.5 billion dollars was given to NNPC to get NNPCL to get the refineries working. They couldn't do it. Now, few months back, if you remember, this same NNPCL declared a profit. And 2 days or 3 days after declaring profit, they came out and told Nigerians that they are owing $6 billion or so. And then the question is, suddenly, they've done their magic. They've, thrown their magic wand in the air, and the refinery started working. People living in Port Harcourt had no idea that if there's a kind of reconstruction work going on inside VOP, people across the road, people by your side will not know.
And if he raise the fence high.
I will continue to say this. Some of these things they are saying them because they know their audience. You understand? Yeah, people will say something. Just say, I can bet you, maybe by tomorrow you see one analyst or you go to, you say, the Port Harcourt refinery is working. They are planning that, they are announcing that, Kaduna refinery in the next 2 months. It's as if that person, if tomorrow, some of those promises did not come to pass, that it will still come back and say, I beg. It will not be like the other man that went to Arise and say, okay, after promising, doing campaign, that you now started insulting a person, you tell everybody, this person is going to do A, B, C, and you now do 1, 2, 3. Then you started shouting. So they know their audience.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Just to cut that, former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo said he's hale and healthy, even though some people want him dead. He spoke in Ogbomoso during the inauguration of the old, garage, Okefia Road, and Obasanjo said those who wanted him dead were spreading rumors of his death in the social media. He said, I heard the rumor that I was dead. I saw it in the social media. I quickly told my children and my relations that it was not true and that I am alive. Those that want me dead, is their wish, but then God is still keeping me alive. Just to, bring in that. But then, back to the real matter now. The acting chief of army staff, Olufemi Olukoyede, is currently being grilled by the House of Representatives Joint Committee on Defense and Army for his confirmation as the substantive chief of army staff. He's in now. Tinubu has brought another man in. Some person said, why not? This man should at least put in an Igbo man. Why not? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Replacing Yoruba with Yoruba and all of that, Yorubanizing the entire country. Abuja is now, according to a friend, filled with Yoruba people and all of that. So I am talking, or a couple of persons are talking about the idea of fairness, equity, justice. Prince Ilaka, what do you think? You think this is, it's just a good one, but the president has done what he wants to do?
The thing is ethnicity, tribalism. These are the two cankerworms eating up our fabric as a nation. You have a president who does not realize, first of all, that the day you become a president, you are no longer an Igbo, Yoruba, or an Hausa man. You are a full-blooded Nigerian. And you must begin to act like a Nigerian. But unfortunately, we just have, like Bishop Kuka said, and I quote, we have accidental leaders. The kind of leaders we have today don't know what patriotism is all about. They don't know what unity is all about. And they're not working towards it. Because if you are working towards a unified country, you will do everything humanly possible to ensure that every region is duly represented, is given their own share. But honestly, that is not what is playing out in Nigeria. What plays out in Nigeria is winner takes all. And that is why this country is fragmented the way it is.
What you hear, maybe I should bring you in too, Joseph. What you hear, Prince, also is that na person will vote, na person will suffer, na person will work, na in the chop. I've gone out for several interviews, I've gone to the street to listen, to hear people speak about this whole thing. And they tell you, well, the Igbos did not vote for this man now. So why are they waiting to eat from, where they did not, they didn't work, they didn't put in any effort. So the president is doing what he wants to do.
The resources in this country, Judy, is it shared according to where it's from? The resources. If it is done that way, the Niger Delta and the various oil producing states would have been an Eldorado. But it is not. It is brought to the central and everybody eats out of it. So anybody that is coming with that argument that they didn't vote for me, that person does not understand what democracy is all about. I have a right to vote anybody. But it does not stop you, the winner, from ensuring that you take care of everybody. That is your responsibility. You have sworn to a constitution to protect the lives and properties of Nigerians. You have sworn to a constitution to apply decency and unify the country as a leader. Anything that you do contrary to that, you are not a leader. When we talk about this whole thing about governance in Nigeria, I keep telling people that if the Nigerian leaders, starting from Mr. President down, if they have been doing the right thing, obviously you will not be hearing of any agitation. Let us go back in history. When you had the likes of Jakonde late, you had the likes of Ajasi late, you have the likes of Mbakwe late. Were there agitations? There were no agitations. As at that time, Nigerians were bouncing. Nigerians were happy. I am a product of late Jakonde. Because I went to government school free. I didn't pay a dime. What do you have today? You have leaders who have balkanized public schools, created room for themselves to open up their own private schools. You have leaders who have balkanized the housing scheme for the ordinary Nigerians. Now they build and give out to the ordinary Nigerians at a very high cost. When in Lagos here, they had problem of accommodation, the problem of housing, Jakode embarked on building estates across the state. And immediately he finished, what did he do? Price control set in. So you had an option. You want to take you're looking for a 3-bedroom, you can either go and take it from Jakonde estate, any of the estates around, at a particular amount. Or if you don't want, you go to a private a developer and rent. What do we have today? What do we really have? What is it that these so-called leaders today can point to as a legacy project for themselves? What do they have to show us? The only thing they have shown us is hunger, division, poverty. Nigeria has become a country where we sing palliative as if we're in a war-torn zone. Palliative. A government that should provide employment. A government that should use the money it has to set up cottage industries. It is using the money and it's telling you that it is disbursing it as palliative. I have friends, I have relations. None of them have ever admitted to have received one kobo from this government. Right from Buhari time till now. But a lot of money is being chunked out every now and then, and they say they're doing palliatives. How do you want this country to develop? How do you want the peace we earnestly seek in this country? From north to east to south, there is no peace. The youths are unemployed. So please, whatever the National Assembly is doing, we know that it's the 10th Assembly they call them. Yeah, we know that they're not there for the Nigerian people.
One thing that the mistake we do make in Nigeria is for us to. In Nigeria, sometimes some of us, you are pointing to us that we are on a wrong road. We now increase the speed of our movement. You understand? That what do happen sometimes. With due respect to all the lawmakers that you, according to you, that grade the drilling, are they qualified? What did they know about security in the security world? What did they know?
Okay.
What question are they going to ask him? Because sometimes you say lawmakers say we pass vote of confidence on service chief or what. I say, what do you know about that? See, Judah, if we want to do the right thing, the president should know that if it is American, the American Marine, the Air Force, they have their own mechanism of drilling any person that want to manage them. It's not a lawmaker that some of them, when you ask them what you profiling, ask some of them say what you profiling. They'll look at it profile, is it by file or whatever. Security is a different thing, and it's just like America. It's as if as we are saying that we have the executive, we have the judiciary, and you have the legislature. The security are on their own entirely. You know the time that the president-elect now, Donald Trump, when he was after his election that they say Biden win and he was the candidate elected, and he was due for some things. The security apparatus on their just move. The system just move away from them.
From Donald Trump.
From Donald Trump. He was helpless.
Immediately.
The system move. So some of you say they drill them. Some who are, I'm sorry, due respect to them. In what way? Which question I don't go to ask the. Sometimes you say we want to talk to the director of DSS IGP want to as lawmaker. In what way? What are the question? The question they will ask, okay, now that they want to make you IGP, what is the assurance that Nigeria will be saying, oh no, I assure you, I am going to move like a lion and move like a tiger. Okay, we will let clap for him. It means that he's going to perform very well.
Then maybe take a bow, right?
Then take a bow.
But besides that, are you surprised if I tell you that the screening section was held in public, as the nominee read his profile and answered 2 questions before it was moved to a closed door session?
Why would they move to closed door? Why was it a closed door thing? The chief of army staff is the property of Nigerians. We need to stop this whole thing about closed door.
In the first case, for you to even know that they are grilling me is one of the abnormality we have in the system. Judith, you and I did not, and that's why people are saying, why is it not from an Igbo extraction or Hausa? See, the problem we are having in Nigeria, Yeah. Nigeria is a system that doesn't have a system. And what do I mean? See, if you have like the person that, the guy that is in the commissioner for Metropolitan Police now, Mark what? I've forgotten his name. The next person that, if anything happens, the next person that we take over is there. The system is just there. You don't need to lobby. You don't need to go and see King Charles or go and see the Prime Minister until when we know that in the security world. Okay, look at recently this year, the IGP say if it is 60 years, it's supposed to go. 35 years of service supposed to go. They say they amend the law that say, okay, let him stay another period. How and you tell me that you are going to get security issue right? Is it based on his performance that you are saying, okay, he's supposed to go, but let's amend the law for him? This program is how many hours? Let's say 2 hours, right? If we are serious, if whatever we want to do, we cannot do it within that space of 2 hours, then we are not serious. And that's the reason you say, because the man have excess time to stay in the office, he carry our children who are minor and dump them there and say they are pretending. Say, do you see those children? They are pretending. Another person come and say, those children, some of them are graduates. They are married people, as if it's the one that gave them scholarship when they to go to all the universities. So let us have a system. I've never seen where you they go and find out when they are recruiting security personnel in America, in Canada. Do you see love? You don't know. These are classified issue within them.
The system already.
The system is already there.
I kept telling people when, like I said, when Donald Trump lost the election, and he said he was not going to move out of the White House, he was shocked. It was the same security details that took him out.
Because it's a system.
Because the system operates that way. In Nigeria, the DSS.
No. Forget that one.
The DSS, their own is anything Mr. President talk, they will do. They have no brain of their own. That is not how things should work. A lot of things are wrong in this country. And I had thought, honestly speaking, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with the kind of CV he presented to Nigerians, I had thought that by now, Nigerians will be benefiting from the reforms he had promised. Okay. I have not seen any reform. The only reform I have seen since he took over as president is subsidy is gone. Taxation.
That reform. He reformed my own side because many times if I'm moving, I'm watching the road, I'm watching my my fuel gauge.
Okay, I would want to bring in this issue of torture finally before I get to open up the studio lines. Just recently, the federal government, warned security agencies, against inflicting pain on suspects that are in detention centers. Yes. You see, it vowed to wield the big stick against law enforcement agents that deploy torture as a means of extracting confessional statements from suspects. Prince, I don't know.
When last did you visit the police station?
Or prison? Or correctional center?
Let's leave prison first. When last did you visit the police station? If government is talking of torture, let them start by educating the policemen that stand on the road, checkpoints. That is where the torture starts. A policeman will stop you at the checkpoint. He will ask you for all your papers. He will hold on to your paper, hold on to your driver's license, and he'll begin to tell you your headlight is not working. Your side mirror is not this. That is his responsibility. And before you say Jack Robinson, he jumps into your car. That is torture. Emotional torture. The way the task force collect cars from people on the road is emotional torture. So let them not just look at torture from what happens within the closet of the police station. No. It starts from outside. The harassment you get from LASMA is torture. The government needs to spend time to educate and
the question is, why do we believe in this part of the world that except you torture somebody, the person will not be willing to confess or to say anything?
No.
And sometimes you force people to say what they didn't even do.
It's because we have a system that do not allow, the police do not carry out proper investigation before arrest. They arrest you.
And I want you to help them to
I want you to help them do the investigations. They should be able to do their investigations very well.
No, Judah, let me even shock you. The Police Act, Section 37, prohibit that issue of torture, inhumane treatment. Just go to anybody that is, go to Police Act. That is like the Bible of the police. The Bible that guide the police activity. Section 37. Take care of this. And even the cell, every police cell is a place of torture.
The smell?
Every police cell in Nigeria is including the one in Force Headquarters, is a place of torture that even the police, whenever they have issue, but they want to detain, they want them to stay there. They are finding it difficult to stay there. So only that one violated at the Police Act number 30.
You just mentioned something.
37.
You just mentioned something. Why is it like that? Why is our correctional facilities dirty? Somebody will tell you now. I recall a guy. I was in the street. I was trying to find out one or two, and he just said, we started talking, and he said, bros, that the day I visited, the day they arrested me, he said, bros, now the same place where they peace put, now there with they sleep very close by, far. He said, bros, you just go down small, enclosed place. So now there you go. And I begin to wonder what's going on. Is it really supposed to be like that?
You should.
Is it actually correctional center or a torture center?
The correctional center got a little bit of lease of life after President Obasanjo came out of prison. If you remember, it was when he came out of prison that
he now said yes.
He said,
there's a problem.
There's a problem, and he started looking into it. But since after then, what has happened? What has happened? We have a system that does not take care of the ordinary Nigerians. Anything that would add value, anything that would ensure the dignity, the respect of ordinary Nigerians, government do not take it seriously. And that is a big problem. But if it's anything that will affect tax, revenue to government, you will see them. When you go to Sele, if you follow that Sele bridge outward Oshodi, you see that road. You see local government boys. You see police. You see LASMA. You see VIO. They just lined up,
waiting for a prey.
Just waiting.
Okay, you mean that turn, right? That curve.
Good. That's all. So this mentality of being forceful, I've always said that maybe it is time we remove force from the Nigerian police force and just label it as Nigerian police. Anybody wearing uniform believes he's above the law, believes that you should be submissive to him, believes that you do not know your rights, believes that you should not question him. That is the major problem we have. Judy, I tell you this, if you walk into a police station today to report a case. If you're not careful, you will be detained.
Really?
You will be detained. If you're not careful.
As a what? A suspect or what? What was that?
Maybe you report a person that is a good customer. you go stay there.
Really?
You don't go home. So you are the one of the enemy of the community. If you want to understand occasion by something that we do, if you want to see the kind of thing that is dealing that is going on in Nigeria, just visit some magistrate court.
Oh, that is the pain of it.
If you visit some magistrate court, you see what you call pure dealing. As in, I went to Ogba court. I need to stand in shorty. The man warned me. He said, now you won't spoil our business. Who are you? These are people, they say the contract shorty. Contract
they
shorty.
Have all the documents for shorty.
And they are so powerful that I say when I faced the magistrate, the question was asking me, this woman haven't even do anything, was trying to disqualify. And I said, madam, my lord. And I said, you know what? The beauty of a shorty is anytime you need this person, I will provide him. You ask for tax, is here. My statement of account, you say 6 months. In fact, I printed 1 year. Last year, every document. When you are not asking a question, I say, madam, please, I'm sorry. The beauty, the reason for shorty is anytime you need the suspect, I will provide him. He now ask me, oh, who are you? And I say, let's leave that one. That is when court 11. That's when they approve that shorty. So if you go to magistrate, and you know what some of our police do, they know that this magistrate will close by 3 p.m.
They will bring you there
by 2:30. They rush the suspect from police. The magistrate will just read the charge before the family will not look for shorty. They say the magistrate have gone home, have closed. So the next thing is the people will now be waiting for the person to be
remanded
in Kirikiri or Ikoyi or Ijebu Ode prison or Badagry. So just like what some people take pleasure in punishing, that it become like a crime that we are in Nigeria.
Let me quickly add this. This is from experience as well.
Okay.
I know that a lot of police stations have particular magistrates they go to.
No, they have some of the name. Yes.
They have particular ones.
Customer.
So no matter what you do, they will not. I've seen.
If you meet all the base conditions.
I have seen where the one what do you call it, warrant of search warrant, which is supposed to be signed by a magistrate, they have it in their drawers. All they need to do is bring it up, put your name, put a date. Yes, I have seen it. I run a foundation. So we have seen a lot of things. A man will beat his wife, injure the woman, abuse the woman. You go to station. If care is not taken,
the woman will be detained.
The woman will be detained.
Jude, let me help you. Everybody know him.
The woman will be detained. Hold on. Alongside.
S.A. Ogafemi Falana. When I met him, I went to his chamber. He is a very good person to all of us. I narrated a case to him. Tell me, just are you sure this thing is happening? I said yes. Do you know that very day, magistrate court Ogba, they were shocked when Falana entered, and Falana actually witnessed what I was telling him. As I'm talking to you, he's in court with the magistrate. Which power do you have to revoke a bail? Not that the person run away. A person, maybe you have a case in court, you already granted bail. S.O. Obasa, that is one magistrate. S.O. Obasa Costello. The children went to court. The woman just said, I revoke your bail. Not that they run away, they know that they are absconded. And these ladies, this boy, this is the only 2 children that the man had, a boy and a girl. Okay. They spend another 1 month plus in Kirikiri prison.
Okay.
You understand? Before as God will have it, Lagos State government have to, through the people, they have to look at, they now look at the case. This is not the case. They have to discontinue. This case is what you don't understand. As I'm talking to, even the complainer did not know the cause. He didn't know that they are prosecuting a case on his behalf. I'm not talking you fiction. I'm talking. It's okay. So Nigeria, we pray one day we will join the Committee of Nations.
VOPFM. Prince, quickly. I want to open up the studio lines now, but then he mentioned Obasa. I quickly want to chip this in, bring this in quickly.
No, not the.
I know. I am
of
talking about the speaker now.
Okay,
all right.
okay.
I'm bringing in the
No,
speaker.
the speaker is a refined individual.
And Sheyi Tinubu. All right. I don't know. I just want to seek your opinion quickly.
No, it's
on
not.
both of them in
I'm gonna-
2020,
I'm
but
gonna-
2027.
I'm going to say this.
You know, some says it's going to break Lagos.
No, I'm going to say this.
Talk to us.
We started from Imiloko, and we have moved down to Omomiloko. We're moving Nigeria from democracy to another form of governance where a father and the son and the wife, which is the mother, and the siblings will all be in government. So we're moving away from the real tenets of democracy. And I keep asking questions. This is a question I've been asking a lot of my Lagosian friends. If they claim that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a Lagosian, and they claim that Vivo, the former
Rose Vival.
Rose Vival,
For LP, right?
Yeah, they claim that he is half Lagosian and half Easterner. And because of that, he is not worthy of ruling Lagos. Is Sheyi Tinubu a Lagosian? It's a big question that demands an answer.
Where is he from?
Well, I don't know. Where is Bola Tinubu from? Lagosians, I remember during the presidential campaign, they said he's not a Lagosian. So where is he from?
But he's been governor of this state.
That's it. See,
2 terms.
we have also been told
And
that
he left.
We have also been told that most people who have been governor of this state are not Lagosians. Are also Lagosians? There's a group that has said it openly. That is in discourse. So the question is, what experience has Sheyi Tinubu got? What makes him feel that he can be a governor? Is it because the father is the president?
And he has learned from his father, of course.
Well, it's left for Lagosians to decide. It's not for me. I am. They'll tell me you're an Igbo man. You have no say. After all, during the last election, we were told not to come out and vote. At least this is not that I was told. My neighbor was killed in his house on election day.
The last election?
Yes. Some boys were chasing somebody who they claim took a video of when they were scattering a polling booth. And he ran into this man's compound. And they rushed, and the man went to, came out and said, "You guys wait outside. You can't come into my compound." In the process, they pushed the man fell down, hit his head, and that was it. Rev TV came to interview the wife. It wasn't like a hidden thing. So we were told that that Igbos are not Lagosians, and they have no right to vote in Lagos. But they have a right to do business in Lagos. We have a right to pay tax in Lagos, but we have no right to vote in Lagos. I rest my case.
You want to quickly add up something?
For me, I try to be careful the narrative, the language during an election, anything relating to election, because sometimes they are not always objective. As far as I'm concerned, if you say, I will not be convinced when time you tell me that Bola Tinubu is not a Lagosian, then I will ask you who's a Lagosian. Some of us will go to our village and say I'm a Lagosian. You understand it? Even so, for me, those are political language. Then secondly, if you say, oh, Sheyi Tinubu, I won't see Sheyi Tinubu coming out to say, oh, I want to be governor. But in Nigeria, it starts from a particular narrative, then it started building up. So for me, maybe tomorrow we equally declare that I want to be a governor, which I am entitled to. So it's not depend on the people. What I would just advise, all of us need to be involved in the political dynamic. If his party, we just what we call delegate in all the party, whether PDP, Labour. If the party, the delegate decide to say, okay, 2027, which are why we even discussing 2027 now, where the new people that are there, they just start work last year. So we have a lot of distraction. So if the party on their own as delegates, okay, this is our candidate, then Lagosha can now look at it. Okay, let's look for alternative. For me, I will not be crying for say, oh, let Sheikh Tinubu, if APC decide to say is their candidate, PDP is there, Labour Party is there, SDP is there. If you decide the other way around, that's your own. Then coming to the side of Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasadi, Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly, is equally entitled to, if you say you want to be governor, his own,
he has come out to say
fundamental right. And for me, Obasadi, he has been in the house. He's a fantastic lawmaker. If you look, I know many, the Lagos neighborhood, what you are saying today is one of his bidders. So they are all entitled to. The question is, let all of us be involved. Any person that come, whether PDP, Labour, and the ANEC will now create a conducive environment, which I doubt if they would do it for people to exercise their franchise. So I don't want us to face that. Some of these things are just distraction. That's my personal opinion.
You are listening
to your number one station.
The Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Do not touch that dial.
0700 903 903 903. Let's talk, everyone. 0700 903 903 903. Then WhatsApp 08171756338. That's the number to send all of your messages to. Hey, WhatsApp portal is also is open already. Everyone. And the number is 08171756338. 08171756338. 56338. And of course, hey, don't forget that we're streaming across all of our social media platforms. That is at VOP 90.3 FM. Just go to the search bar, type VOP 90.3 FM, and then to the comment section, and let's get your thoughts, your opinion, your query, everything. But hey, you will keep it very civil for me. Yeah, mind what you say on the national radio. Move away from your radio set. Just about 60 seconds for you, so we can have everyone participate. Thank you so very much. Okay, let's start from here. Hello, good evening to you. Good evening.
Jude, good evening. Oh.
Good evening to you.
Hey, this is Joe from Barega. Oh.
Welcome, Joe.
Jude, there is one thing I want to point. We cannot be dying in silence. Nigeria is dying in silence. Let us come together. How do we come together and put mouth into this fuel matter? Into the fuel matter, God give us this thing free. God give us this thing free. Why must we be suffering about fuel in this nation? Let us come together. Let us find a way of, if it means meeting the president, if it means meeting Kyari, if it means meeting Dangote. Because the way I saw Dangote is playing on Nigerians. He's dancing like somebody in the market. Tomorrow I will tell you something. Tomorrow we change the matter again. I tell you another thing. Please, how do we do? Both journalists, how do we do? So that this way should be brought down completely. Did God give all these things? This gift of God. Why should we be suffering for it? Why should we be suffering for fuel in Nigeria? If you give us 400 naira, that's okay. If you give us 500 naira, we'll manage it. But if you are talking about 1,000, no. It's not achievable. Nigeria is agree. Totally, Nigeria is agree totally. Good night.
It's okay. It's well. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, good evening.
No. It's not achievable.
Hello,
Nigeria is agree.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening to your guest.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Yeah. My name is Mr. Oscar. I'm calling from Badagry.
Okay.
Yes, I really want to talk about the discussion they talk about system. How system work in other clients. How system work in foreign countries. Yes, actually, they are on point. You see, this our Nigerian system is so archaic in nature that it's like it's not working. One man we call into power, the position of power, shadow the responsibility of governance, the system. You know, this system of a thing is something all Nigerians, both well-educated, the intellectual, the models, are supposed to look into the system truly. For instance, our security system. They were talking about the police institution, and somebody read the section, something also. Actually, that
section 37.
Police has never been repealed. It has never come to review by stakeholders. It's so archaic in nature. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know why. What is the devil behind that act? I can't explain.
Oh God, we have Police Act 2020, the new one, 2020 Police Act. You are still talking about the old one. There is a new Police Act 2020, which was initiated by Senator Ododomo.
Is it changing the personnel and their character and their behavior towards the human rights and their abuses?
It's a fantastic document, oh God. Just go through it, just because we don't want to follow it.
By the personnel. Many things are going wrong in this country. The media are supposed to help issues, but the media, they are trying their best. Our system, if our system is so archaic and so it's not helping Nigerian citizens, what do? Is the stakeholders to come together, analyze them, review them on, and see how it's going to strengthen our belief.
All right.
Somebody talk about fuel. The problem is price control. That is the competition I see between Dangote and those other stakeholders. Price control. Who will control the price?
All right. Thank you.
For sure, it's government that's supposed to control the price. It's just price control. No other thing there.
All right.
Thank you. We can do that.
Thank you so much for calling. Hello. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Judy.
Beautiful evening to you.
Yes, I greet the guests in the studio as well.
Good evening, sir.
My name is Shola. I'm calling from Bello.
Okay.
You know, it's just so pathetic when you compress all the problems of Nigeria. All these things, I want to put them together. Nigeria is like a sailing ship, a ship that doesn't have, would I say rudder? I think rudder is that steering. Am I right? So, you know, Nigeria is just drifting. We don't have visionary leaders. And to compound the problem, even the followers, the people, we are so mediocre, we are so docile. And you know that I wonder within myself almost every day. I try to comprehend how this country can get back on track. And I know and I see that it will take a lot of effort. I think it is not I don't know how to put it. It is not going to be easy because Nigeria has drifted. I'm telling you. So, but there is always a solution. And the solution, they said 1,000 steps starts with 1,000 miles or so starts with a step. Once we get the leadership right, you understand? Nigerians are good followers. I compress all these things together. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, Judy. I compress it together. We have a long way to go.
Thank you.
We have a very long way to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate your call. Prince, someone sent a message. I quickly want to read that message. It said, please stop speaking holier than thou. 1. Jonathan was in power years back. The whole of Aso Rock in Abuja was filled with the jaws to the extent militant warlord alias Tompolo was using Aso Rock like his house to extend, to the extent of even being molesting governors. Now, Edwin Clark was living inside Aso Rock and almost everywhere in Aso Rock. It is a jaw language you will be hearing. What do you say about that? 3. Go to Escravos in Warri Southwest, the home base of Chevron West operations in Nigeria here. What happened? The Igbos has taken over all the employment there. You people are there talking about Tinubu monopolizing ministerial positions in Nigeria. Navy warboat purchase contract was given to Tompolo to purchase, by Jonathan and all of that. That's what he's saying.
They're not listening to us.
The thing is, some people don't listen. Some people have a mindset of they already have the response they will have at the back of their mind. So no matter what you say, they must say what they want to say. We are talking about a unified country. We are talking about a man who said he has spent 30 years preparing to be a leader. For me, if I spend 30 years preparing to be a leader, it means that I have seen all the faults of others. I will not want to fall into that pit. I would rather come, those faults I have found, those are the first things I will correct. But like I said, unfortunately, we have a country divided along ethnic and religious lines.
Jude, quickly, if you are in a class of criminology, you must be taken through what we call victimology. Sometimes we're advised, sometimes investigate the victim. If it is not the one that is responsible for him being victimized. Look at, we are having a conversation on how we can move this nation forward, and someone is asking this. So that person is like a victim that sometimes just leave him. You understand? Just leave. You already subscribed to be a victim. So you just have to just pass the person and move to the next stage.
Hello, good evening.
Good
evening. It's okay. Hello.
It's very low.
Good evening. Are you there? All right. Let me touch on some messages quickly, everyone. Jude, it's a big lie. You are what now? Okay, thank you. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, Yahaya Bello is an opposition or from certain parts of the country. He wouldn't get those VIP treatment, and they will handcuff him to the courtroom. Remember the case of Rocha Sokorocha and Willie Obiano? Raf from Satellite Town sent that message. Okay, Raf, it's all right. Nigerian politicians often act as if this life is the only one that matters. However, there is an afterlife where we will be held accountable for all our actions. God's mercy allows for repentance, and he will give ample time for reflection and change. But when the time of reckoning comes for Nigerian politicians, no amount of power or influence will be able to save them from divine judgment. Abidem from Bagada sent that message. Okay, let's see some more messages now. Good evening, everyone. Please, we are mixing the Daily Momodu story up. The new Electoral Act doesn't allow one to vote for himself during primaries. So he's right by saying no one voted for him. For all you may know, his drivers and people may not be part of what now? Part of the delegates to the primaries. Nwosupo from Agoda Surulere.
So it means that the whole party, no, he didn't have any person that is a friend in that party.
You cannot buy a ticket and be in a political party without one of the delegates being your person.
I said some people will make contribution.
You are entitled to a delegate.
Oh, really?
Yes. You are entitled to a delegate. So if you didn't get any delegate, then
there's a problem.
Wait, let's hear from this person. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Move away from your radio set, please.
Yeah, good evening.
All right.
Mr. D.
60 seconds. What's your name?
My first time, my name is Kingsley. My first time calling.
Oh, really? Welcome. Take this one. Take this one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You give me the ring.
Thank you.
Please, there's something I want to ask because I'm so happy to hear this bagana of the refinery. They said Nigeria getting the refinery from Kaduna. I'm so happy for that. But there's something that is bothering me with Dangote. Are they going to mix themselves with Nigeria refinery, please? I'm not asking you a question, no. I'm just saying.
Okay. Okay. Hello? Are you there? Oh, sorry.
Hey, Kami Jude.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. It's Tony Chokode.
Where are you calling from?
Fine. UK. For two guests. Prince Chila, good evening.
Okay, UK.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Yeah. The question goes this way: if you have your kids and they are not happy with you as a father, what do you do? And they are quarreling. I'm sure the answer will be first you call them to order to know why they are not happy. Then you find a way forward. You don't just find a way forward, moving Nigeria forward when things are not going well. I had in the other case was talking about victim, that the person was talking from the point of being a victim. I don't know how to say it. You don't put somebody, or you don't be somebody and tell the person not to cry. So that's the thing. Because I keep on some of the people that come on the VOP and be talking, they have not been to Southeast and in Okada, and a policeman will tell you to come down.
Sorry for cutting in. I think you are taking off out of. Someone says something. No, talking of the other man. I think you are taking us out of.
The person is saying that what we are saying about nepotism and tribalism with this government is not true. That Jonathan did the same. So why are we belaboring Bola Tinubu?
What is going on? So I think we talk to that narrative.
That is what we are referring to.
Beautiful. Thank you. This person is saying, good evening, Prince, and the family. In as much as I don't support corrupt politicians, I feel that bringing Yahaya Bello's case up now is a way of laying foundation to deal with, hold on please, to deal with, what's that again? To deal with APC oppositions like Obaseki, Okowa and all of that, because these people will raise some resistance against them in 2027. Now, Peter Obi said any country in which politicians are richer than private business owners can never move forward. That's what he said. Amechi from Mafoluku sent that message. Though this your longtime friend Andrew, you remember the okay. Dele Momodu, I think he was referring to the primaries of his party and not the general elections, as Atiku emerged as the party candidate. So he's right to have said he didn't get any vote because his family members, drivers and co aren't delegates. Andre from Ajao Estate. This is funny. It's okay.
You need to have one person among the delegate that mean all the delegate hate him.
Okay, somebody else is saying something. He said Dele Momodu was talking about PDP primaries, not main election. He did not get any vote from the delegates that voted. His family members and himself are not delegates. Nemaker from Idimu sent that one. Let me tell everyone who cares to listen. The country called Nigeria have been captured by the group of confused people called rulers, not leaders. EFCC, police, judiciary, and INEC is in the pocket of the politicians. Nothing EFCC can do to Yahaya Bello because he is a member of the All Progressives Congress. So his sins are forgiven already. The law is imminent for the captured citizens, not for the so-called rulers. We will continue to make noise until any day we are ready to take back our country. The money will be shared amongst judiciary, the EFCC, and Luther, which is Yahaya Bello. That ends the matter. Mayor from Ikotun Egbe. Thank you so very much, Mayor. Let's talk to you. Hello. Good evening.
Judy.
Yes, good evening.
You see, I thank you and your guest. You see, as long as Nigeria continue claiming it is our turn, it is our own turn, nothing will work. That's just the basis. No, we don't recognize others in this country. How many tribes do we have? Only one tribe will dominate everything, nothing will work. Look at the power sector now. Today, what is national grid now? How many, what are we using? You can see them now. Is look for a competent person from another side. They use and to make a power minister. Today, they send comedians to go to India to study how they are study about CNG. You see it? Is it not a comedians? That means this thing that you using doing this government, you just mocking their people. That means very capable hand in their own side to send to go and study. Are they engineers? So as long as we control depending on our own, not will work. God bless you,
all
my
right.
brother.
Thank you so very much. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Let's see if we can take more calls at this time. Yeah, let's take more calls. Hello, good evening to you. Oh, okay. I'll read more messages then. Let's do this. Let's do this quickly. Now, no, what are you saying now? Why? Yes, Auntie Precious went to Abuja. Oh, this one is saying to see his brother Wike, the FCT minister, collect her own share. I know she'll be APC women leader. Oh, God. Nigerians. Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
I just want to remain anonymous. Thank you. I think I'm hearing Mr. Joseph was there. Greetings to Barrister Prince Chilaka.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Everything. The only thing I want to chip in here, I want to if Nigerian government really want this country to remain one, they should remove anything state of origin. That's number one. I'm feeling it from while I was listening to your program when Tachilaka said something about state of origin. I even want to jump that information, not to feel it. Are you hearing me? That's number one. Secondly, this state of they divide or they give the Delta State, Benue, this one, they use state, divide a lot of Nigerians. It's one of the problem again in Nigeria. You are from Benue, you are Yoruba, but you cannot talk to your own Yoruba neighboring state. Well, I just appreciate what you are doing, and I believe God will help us, because I don't like using that word, but let me just use it with faith. Concerning the church, lastly, before I go, I can't wait for the whole church to close down for people to be praying from house. Because when I noticed that the churches in Nigeria, mostly churches in Nigeria, they are armed robbers. Sorry to use that word on the radio. It was during the COVID-19. They are telling people that are looking for how to survive, to pay tithe and offering through online. What are they using it for? Oh, may God have mercy. I bless all of you. I just want to...
Thank you. Thank you so much. The EFCC and Yahaya Bello arrest is a planned work to deceive Nigerians, all right, that they have arrested him. Before this drama, a lot of underground meetings has happened behind. They just brought it up, to the public so that people will not keep asking for Yahaya Bello's case. In few days, you won't hear about it again. Yeah, you guys are still talking about Port Harcourt refinery where APC government go soon deny the news. Angel Queringay from Alagbado sent that message. Yeah. Thank you, Angel.
It's only God that will help out on this distrust. When your citizen find it difficult to trust what you are saying, then we need to quickly go to a round table and say, do you know what? I think it's time for us to make a serious U-turn and help the nation. It's distrust, very dangerous. Government says something, people are saying, I beg, pass.
Yeah, but the whole essence of the whole thing that has led to this distrust is the fact that governments are the ones who have laid the foundation for distrust. They say one thing today, the next day they are denying it. How can the government tell me that they have saved $20 billion from fuel subsidy, and then the next day you're asking for a loan of 2.2 billion or 2-point-something billion? It doesn't add up. So the government on its own creates room for people not to trust her. It's the government.
Chinemere from Agbara is saying something here. He said all the lies that federal government has been telling Nigerians concerning refining crude in Nigeria, federal government and NNPC are now ashamed that what government cannot do since the beginning of democracy, a single Dangote has done it. He's saying, this comment is pointing to you, Prince. Yeah, that Dangote, one man, has done it. And this is why all the propaganda out now about Port Harcourt refinery is working within a day after announcing that all the Nigerian refineries will be sold to private investors. No be juju be that. Okay, the old refinery built in 1965 was abandoned after the new one was commissioned. There was actually nothing wrong with it. Ab initio. NNPC staff refused to have anything to do with it. Mazi Okechukwu sent that message. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you so very much. Thank you much. Thank you much more. Check your time now. 8:52 already. We'll be wrapping up pretty soon, but then let's take some calls and see if we can cover up quickly. Thank you. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for joining us. What's your name and your location?
My name is Ayeko Tito. The truth is bitter.
All right.
All what the government are saying, those who are living, all of them, in all institutions, they are liars. and a foundation built on lying, the next that. That's what we are experiencing now. Concerning the refinery, which they said they are done or whatever I was saying. You know, the truth doesn't last, and the lie doesn't lie long. The truth will come out definitely. So my prayer is that for them to change. They should change and be telling the truth to the masses. The truth exalts a nation. The truth, justice, fairness, equity. If they can change, Nigeria will be better. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. And somebody is here saying, he said, all the tribes in Nigeria cannot be exonerated for evil that they have done. For instance, you want to learn spare parts setting as a Yoruba, the Igbo will not allow that. The Eastern people cannot sell land to you. It was just recently that they revised it. Was on a very far end there.
You know, when he's talking about what Ruben Abati said, and then I don't know how people can actually take what Ruben said to be the truth. If Ruben believes that the Igbos don't sell land, what he should have done as somebody who is an investigative journalist was to go to the Southeast
I want to buy land.
and say, I want to buy land. And let it be. See, there's something people need to understand. The Igbos do not sell land to their in-laws. Maybe that's what he doesn't understand. Igbo man will not sell land to his in-law. Rather, he will give you the land to build. He doesn't sell land to the in-law.
Okay. Everyone, okay, let me just touch on this message and we wrap things up. This person is saying, good evening. It should shame President Tinubu and the endorsers of the president's son as gubernatorial flag bearer, whether in the APC or any other party, or how are the people to accept from Tinubu that there are chances okay. Tojuku, thank you so very much for Mobanikoro. Let's wrap things up. Our time is fast spent. Prince, your final thoughts.
My final thought is I expect that this government should spend more time building strong institutions and let those institutions function independent of who the president, who the governor, who the minister is. Until we begin to do that, I mean, we'll just be, going round and round in circles. Finally, to NNPCL and Dangote, Nigerians are really suffering. Whatever you will do, whatever you can do to alleviate the sufferings of the masses, please do it. Without the masses, there cannot be government.
Without the masses, there cannot be government. Joseph?
Judah, for me, the sanitary you cannot measure, you cannot control it. If you want to be serious as a Nigeria, let the president call all his ministers, call all the governor, call all the local government chairman, and say, do you know what? We need to know at least close to the accurate population of Nigeria, so that you now know the people you want to plan for. Judah, you can never, even if you go and import someone from heaven to Nigeria without knowing at least close to the accurate population of Nigeria, so you now know the number of hospitals you need, the number of schools, the number of churches, the number of mosques, the number of farms, and you say you want to, it's just a room for corruption. Because as we are here, we are theory, right? If we now say they want to bring something here, just say, just bring food, come. You are giving room for the person to be corrupt. But so, we are theory in the studio. Please, bring you. In fact, if the person is taking the phone, say, no, Oga, the data that we have say there are 3 people in that place. So our dear president, please, since 2006, everybody's estimation. I do tell WAEC or ENECO or JAM, if you ask a question in any of our candidates and say, what is the population of Nigeria, all the options are correct. If you mark any option to be correct and the other one, that you are being completely wrong. So let us at least get close to accurate population of Nigeria. Then the governor, the ministers, they cannot know the number of people that we actually plan, or else we'll just be moving in a cycle.
I want to thank you, gentlemen, for being a part of the show this evening. Thank you so very much, Prince, and of course, thank you so much, Joseph, for being a part of the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Prince, it's been a very nice one. And everyone, Precious will be here tomorrow Yeah, she'll be back, and I'll tell you what she would come with. Seriously. Several information from the White House. Yeah.
Is it because they have white lion?
Now you talk, Amo. Not be me talk, Amo. All right. Friends, my name is Jude. Ikami Jude. Thank you so very much. I am out of here on social media. I am Ikami Jude. It's spelled IKAMIJUDEH. It's just one word. Ikami Jude. From me to you, have a beautiful evening. See you tomorrow by 7 a.m. I'm out of here.